morning to you, Claire.
Morning.
That was a wonderful breakfast. That's got me all stoked up for the day.
Excellent.
Lovely breakfast.
Thank you.
Nice cafe. Busy, isn't it?
Yes, it is busy this morning.
It's
Yeah,
always like this.
yeah, usually.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
All right then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I've only left Brixham not that long ago, and I bumped into Andy, who was walking in the opposite direction. And you're just out for a stroll, Andy. What are you doing?
Yeah, just got up early before sunrise, 7:15 from Roundham, and heading to Brixham, and I'll get the bus home from there.
Right.
So it's nice and quiet, a bit frosty in path, but it's spectacular.
I mean, it is. There's no doubt about it. It's only just above freezing point. My finger ends are closed.
Same here.
And but I mean, it's a spectacular morning when you consider that not that far away from here, there's people still blocked in there, still out on the roads. You know, they've been sat in the cars for the last 24 hours.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the sun shines on the righteous.
Yeah. It always amazes me how the country panics when the first snow comes down. But everybody seems to make the same mistake. They don't heed the warnings, do they?
No, that's right. Amber warning. Yet you've still got people driving across Bodmin Moor and.
Yeah,
you know.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
Holden
so,
Hill.
Are you a local person then, Andy?
In my teens I lived in Torquay, but moved away for work really, so I've lived in Essex for the last 40 years.
Right.
Just moved back here now to be close to my parents who are elderly and could do with a bit of companionship.
Yes, well that's very noble of you. I know exactly what you're talking about because my wife's in a similar situation with her father. And,
Right.
But you know, everything's going okay.
Good.
But anyway, lovely to meet you. It was just a quick hello.
Yeah,
and,
thanks Jim, and best of luck with the rest of your walk.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It's Saturday, the 2nd of February, 9:30 a.m. And as you saw, I got an early bus from where I'm parked up at Halfords in Torquay. Bit of an accident really, where I got to catch the 7:04, but I was standing immediately opposite the railway station and the bus went flying past and stopped about 200 yards down the road, which is where the bus stop was, which goes to show that you can't assume anything. I assumed it was the bus stop and it wasn't, but fortunately there was another one, came along 20 minutes later. It's a very good bus service, it's 3 an hour, which is incredible. And with my bus pass I managed to get all the way through to Brixham. Took about 40 minutes, and as you saw earlier I popped in for a really nice breakfast on the seafront, and I'm up and ready for this walk today, and glad to be back out in the sunshine, and quite amazed to see the sights that I've seen on the internet, where people not that far away from here have spent sort of 12 hours sat in the vehicles, snowed in and waiting to be rescued. It's unbelievable. And there hasn't been a flake of snow here. It's a bit icy this morning, but it's the sun is burning off the bit of ice on the pavements that there was, and this promises to be a really lovely walk. And it's a combination of like typical coastal path where you could be anywhere. You wouldn't believe that just over the hill in front of me there's a massive population of people, and yet here on the coast you would think it was like the day before yesterday. I could be anywhere. Now I've got one or two announcements, but you will notice I'm going to blow my nose because I was quite embarrassed actually when I was not so much editing the film from the other day when I walked up from Kingswear, that I had two big dribbles on the end of my nose for about a minute, and I'd already made the film and already posted it to YouTube, and I watched it back in horror. So I've got this tissue and I'm going to keep rubbing my nose, because in this kind of weather, when you're doing a lot of walking, and on that particular occasion I think I just walked up a 400 feet hill, I'm going to get dribbles on the end of my nose. My dad was the same. We was constantly saying to him, "You've got a dribble, Dad," and he was totally unaware of it. And so what I want you to do is, if it happens again, just shout at the screen, "Jim, you've got a dribble." But a friend of mine, Edward Birch, who I met when I was walking round Anglesey, is one of my regular correspondents, and he came to see me when I was in Wales. I can't remember, I think I was in Barmouth. I think he drove down there to see me with his wife Christine, who soon after that was ill, but they've recovered now, and she's recovered, and have just had a nice weekend away in Grange-over-Sands and the lakes. And he sent me a little poem. "When men are young and in their prime, the dew is on their roses. But when they're old and near their time, the dew is on their noses." Now, isn't that brilliant? I did laugh when I read that, but and I feel slightly embarrassed. But it does add to, I'm not trying to be anybody other than who I am, and I'm afraid a bit of dribble on my nose is perhaps the worst you're going to get anyway. The other thing, Ralph has been in touch, and he sent me some video of him and his friends in a pub in Maesteg, and I've got to admit I'm finding it difficult how to actually get it off my phone onto my edit suite to show you, and I haven't mastered it yet, but I will do. But Ralph's kindly offered that if the weather gets really bad and I need a break, I can go up to South Wales and stay with him in Maesteg, which sounds a brilliant idea. But I am really determined to keep on the move, and it's not a question of money, but it does cost a lot of money to come off the track and drive up north or drive to Wales or all these kind of things, and I've probably done that too often on this journey, really, where I've spent a lot of time and money driving on motorways when I'm absolutely keen to get as much mileage under my belt on my feet, and so it's something to consider. But if it's going to be chucking it down for a week, which is forecast, I don't see the point in sitting in a camper van just waiting for the rain to stop. So that's something for me to think about. So I need to really crack on today, and I'm hoping to try and make Teignmouth. It might be a little bit ambitious, but that's what I'm trying to do. So, here we go. Now at Elbury Cove, and I've met these people and this fantastic little dog down here as well. He's only 14 weeks old and he's busy. So you're just out for a morning walk this morning?
Yeah, just Saturday morning walk. I dropped my son off to football and we've come to take the dog for a walk for an hour.
Right.
Get some exercise in.
Well, it's good exercise, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely is.
Oh,
yeah.
and sorry, I didn't ask your name. Your name is?
Jack.
Jack.
Ross.
And Ross. So now you're doing a project at school. What's that about?
We're learning about coasts in Torquay.
course in Torquay?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, you met just the right bloke then, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, okay, well, and what is the project about? It's just about the
Yeah,
general
like-
area?
Yeah.
Like a geography project?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
And topic, really.
very good. Oh, well. Well, if you watch me on YouTube, you'll see me walking all the way right around the coast of Britain.
Okay.
So that might be interesting for your teacher to see as well.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you. Good luck anyway. Enjoy it. We'll check you out on YouTube, eh?
Thank you very much, and send me a message.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take care.
Bye now. Bye.
Cheers.
Well, it's 12 o'clock now, and I'm perched high above a campsite on my right hand side that I passed the entrance to a couple of seconds ago. I can't remember the name of it already. And if you notice, my nose is not dribbling at the moment. I've just given it a good clean. God, I'll never forget that. But anyway, no, I'm doing okay. The only problem is when I started, these paths, these coastal paths that I've been walking on, were pretty solid, and now that the sun's warmed through, it must be about 7-8 degrees already. They're melting the ice and we're back to a really gloopy, muddy path again. But I'm pleased to say that it's broken up occasionally by concrete, and these paths are well used, and so there's going to be more concrete, and I'm not that far now from Paynton, and then it's going to be like walking on the promenades. But I'm doing okay, I'm enjoying myself. I'm just so pleased to be out of the van and out in the fresh air. Never expected it to be bright and sunny like this. I knew the forecast was good, but you know, this is a bonus. It's absolutely wonderful. There's a bit of a nippy little breeze in the air. It's the wind factor is quite high, but I'm well wrapped up and ready for it. So and I've got my thick winter coat on today. I did wash my yellow coat and it dried okay, and all the stuff got mucky and everything. That's all nice and clean again, and I'm pleased I had the time to be able to cope with that. It was a good thing to do. So here we go again. this is Tim that I've just bumped into, who's sitting here. And what exactly are you doing then, Tim? What's the idea behind this?
Well, I'm trying to top up my vitamin D levels because it's quite an important part of your health.
Yes.
And you know, when the sun's out, it's free to get it.
Absolutely.
So,
but it's a sun trap, isn't it?
It is.
It's
Lovely.
quite amazing, really, because there's quite a stiff, chilly breeze today. I've
There
been
is.
walking into it most of the morning, but this is gorgeous, isn't it?
It is.
What would you say the temperature is? About 7 or 8, maybe?
Well, here I feel like it's
More.
more like 10 plus, I'd say.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty warm. If I was sitting here with anything more on, I'd be getting too hot, I think.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. No, it's a good idea, mate. No problem. You know, there's nothing indecent about it, I suppose. You know what I mean? Nobody's bothering you, and you know you're not upsetting anybody. So do it.
Well, you get to see. There's quite a lot of bird life here as well. I've just had 3 robins
Oh yeah,
coming to see if I've got anything to food for them. But,
yeah,
and there's a couple of magpies in the tree over there.
yeah. Yeah, I've got a robin that kind of follows me around the country, so he pops up every now and again. You know. Well, have a good day, Tim. And how long are you going to stay there then?
Oh, not much longer. 20 minutes more, probably.
Yeah. Well, it'll definitely. You've got your chest's burning a bit at the top there. It's a bit red. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to. Yeah, you're supposed to do like 20 minutes to half an hour.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well,
Well, if it works for you, that's great.
Another thing is, I come from the town, so I come up the hill and I sort of don't hang about too much, so I get a workout followed by a bit of topping up my vitamin D, so it's a win-win. And also there's lots of rosemary bushes dotted around, and I sometimes take a bit of that because
Yeah.
it's very good for your heart.
Very good.
So it's a kind of holistic kind of.
You've got it sorted, haven't you, mate? This is a lovely idea.
Well, I mean, it de-stresses you as well, because there's a lot of stress in life, isn't there? So
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
half an hour of time to yourself is always good.
Right.
And you've got the sound of the sea, so
Yeah.
I moved to this part of the country to be by the sea.
Where did you move from?
I moved from Somerset.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, well,
I mean, you can get to the coast, but there's nothing like living actually on the
no, I
coast.
agree with you. I mean, I've done 2,400 miles on the coastal path now, and I absolutely love it. And there's a lot of people in this country who've never even seen I would say 99% of the people in this country have never seen the coastal path. You know, I speak to foreigners, you know, in different places, who say, "Oh, we've been to London, we've been to Manchester, we've been to Glasgow, They think they've seen the country, and all they've done is spent the whole time on a motorway. They've never seen a place like this where you're sitting. You know.
Well, I'm surprised how many people that live here don't know anything about the coast just down there. You know,
Yeah.
you go to Brixham and then you go past Brixham, and it's, you know, there's loads of nice beaches there, and there's
Yeah.
nobody on it.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
I mean, it's only 20 minutes
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you start at Brixham, you can go right round to Froward Point,
Yes, I've
Which
been
is
down there. Yeah,
overlooking.
I was there the day before yesterday. It's a hell of a tough walk, but it's absolutely stunning scenery. It's beautiful. Anyway, best of luck to you, Tim.
Well,
Cheers,
enjoy
mate.
the rest of your walk. Which way are you going?
I'm going anti-clockwise. I'm heading for Dover right now.
All right.
I've done all the west coast and from Carlisle down to Land's End, and now I'm heading east to Dover. I started in Grimsby, so it's been a good walk. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting way of doing it, isn't it? Because you're. Yeah. Anyway.
Cheers, mate.
Sounds good.
Nice to speak to you. Thank you very much. 3:15 now, and I'm sat in a cafe on the front at Torquay, looking over the marina, which is very impressive. In fact, I'm quite impressed with Torquay. I've been here before. I know my brother Steve really likes it here, and my cousin Jan has got a son who lives here, who I was rather hoping to see, but funnily enough he's gone to Hull this week, so we crossed somewhere along the line. No, it's been a good walk today. It's been totally unstrenuous. I was a bit worried at the very beginning because it was quite muddy, but nothing like on the scale of last Wednesday, and that was only because the ground was frozen when I set off, but as the sun came out it kind of melted it off and made it a bit sloppy, but not for long, and it didn't worry me. So I've reached a bit of a crossroads here now. It's there's no point in me carrying on any further, because there'll be nothing to be gained from it. I can walk from here to Halfords, which is where the van is, in about 40 minutes, or I can carry on to Teignmouth, whereas what I'm going to do is walk back to the van and do the Teignmouth, Dawlish, Star Cross walk tomorrow, which will take me most of the day, and if I can reach Star Cross, that will be a big bonus, because that's where the ferry crosses to Exmouth, and if I can get that done I can then go around the corner, and that's the beginning of the new Jurassic walk, which I'll be heading for, like Poole and Bournemouth. So I've met some very nice people today, and it's been great, and so I'll just take a nice casual walk now when I've finished my cup of tea, and edit this and get it on by probably 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight. And I'm very keen to look at all the football results, being Saturday, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. There's been quite a strong headwind, and the wind's been a little bit biting, but if you notice now that I'm indoors, there's no dribbles or anything like that. It's simply when I'm out there and your nose is cold, you can't feel the end of your nose, and so you don't know whether you've got a dribble or not. But I do apologise for that, but just one of those funny moments. So I'll see you. Bye.